Kim decided, I already have my office space set up inside the house. And she was like, well, where am I going to work? I was like, I don't know, out in the yard.
Yeah.
So
You said that, but I'm out in the
So as a creative, I knew that I always wanted to run a business, but I didn't know the businessy things. I'm Kim Russo, owner of On Brand Designs, creator of the Profitable Brand Designer course, and this is my cute man over here.
I thought we were going to say handsome man, but I'm handsome man Jeremy, co-hosting the show with Kim, hoping to share some knowledge and laughs as we share our journey together as an entrepreneurial couple.
Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Hello. Thanks for joining us today. Today's a fun kind of episode, although they all are, but it's been
Yes, they all are. That was supposed to be my line. We messed that script part up because we are totally scripted on this.
But it's been a year since we moved in together, and
It's been amazing. It's been magical.
It's been so much fun. Everything's fun.
I really haven't. I haven't wanted to leave at all.
What? It's your house.
I know. I'm just kidding. We actually have had a great year of bliss.
But it's been a year since the inception of this she shed that we are in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of came together pretty quickly when we had this idea.
Yeah.
So I moved to Charleston 2020. I think I've told this story. And a month and a half after
first episode.
Yeah, about a month and a half after I got here with all my manifesting skills, met him and lived in my own apartment for 3 years, which I think was kind of slow, but it was healthy.
It was perfect.
It was healthy.
Perfect timing.
But the building I was in gave us 3 months, which I think a lot of buildings in Charleston, I didn't really have that in New York. They didn't make you tell them 3 months in advance, but you had to make a decision to not accrue extra fees and all that. So we had to kind of decide, is it another whole year or let's shack up?
Well, I mean, they increased your rent. I mean, around Charleston, it went up $300 or $400.
Yeah.
So it was just absolutely insane. I was like, this doesn't make sense. So Kim decided, I already have my office space set up inside the house. And she was like, well, where am I going to work? I was like, I don't know, out in the yard.
Yeah.
So
you said that, but I'm out in the yard. So fortunately, the backyard's big, and we just said she shed, and we're trying to figure out sizes, and it all came together relatively quickly, concept to finalization. It was a fun process, though.
Yeah, everything lined up pretty perfectly. From the time that we were driving to even to your parents out in Hilton Head, to stopping off and looking at sheds, and this was around Christmas time. Yeah. So when I went home, wasn't that the year you went back to stay with your family?
Yes.
Up north?
So, yeah, it's our one Christmas.
Yeah, so our one Christmas off. And so, yeah, I went back home, and I dropped into a spot where ended up knowing the guy from my hometown. He knew, I grew up in a small hometown area in the middle of, in between Charleston and
North South Carolina.
It's called North South Carolina. Go look that up. It's an actual town. But anyway, so yeah, I dropped by there, found something that was perfect, and that's what we landed on, is what we're sitting in today.
Yeah, and it's been awesome. I needed a dedicated space for not only my things. I was moving from a 2-bedroom apartment, but my office and my business, and a place that my team can come over, a place that I could be on calls and not have interruptions, or be on podcasts. Yeah, so it's been super cool. It's gotten a lot of traction too lately. Everybody, I think
you've been in a couple magazines, or a magazine dedicated. A magazine.
Maybe by the time this comes out,
it will be. Yeah, they're gonna hear this and be like, that's gotta have another magazine.
But it's such a cool, unique idea. And when you see it, go to on brand designs _ for the spaces on _ brand designs, or my TikTok account, check it all out. And I have to scroll a bit, but there's plenty of video footage of the process.
And me raking leaves to make room. Yeah.
Oh, I documented this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a documenter, and I documented.
Yeah. And then, so we're big into affirmations, manifestations. And one of the things that Kim and I did was before, and this was a cool idea. So it's upfitted, like everything. We actually had your neighbor help upfit the whole inside. And before we put the walls up, we actually wrote some of our affirmations and manifestations on how Kim's business will grow. And
just do business. We did personal,
we did personal
too.
too, but my point is we did like all the manifestation affirmation stuff
Yeah.
to write into the walls. And so this is your little,
yeah, I think beach house is right behind me in the walls here.
yeah, but we wrote on like every stud in here pretty much, not this stud, but
You're a
like
stud.
not this stud, but yeah, we wrote on every, like, I don't know, probably wrote on me that day too. But yeah.
But yeah, it was such a fun thing to do, and I did document. There is a video on that too, but it was such a great idea. I got it from, I was on a mastermind that morning, and somebody mentioned it, and I was like, that is such a great idea. And I grabbed a Sharpie too and called them out here. I was like, we need to do this. And it feels good. It's just, and then you think about it too, and it's setting up those intentions and the manifestation because you're thinking about it. Because I'll be here, sitting doing work. I'm like, oh yeah, underneath there it says,
And you got your vision board right up there.
I got my vision board so I can look at it.
Yep. Every day.
Yeah, but the she shed was such an awesome idea. It's basically my apartment in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's on a smaller scale, but we'll let you know. It's 10 by 20, so it's not small.
No, it's very good. I mean, and that was another thing too. When she moved out of her apartment, she had a place to store a lot of her stuff, as well. So, but it feels very homey in here, and it feels very
girly.
Well, girly, yeah. But it's very, very clean, very nice, and you can get a lot of work done in here.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I even pop in here to do some content creation. So there you go.
And we're recording this podcast in here.
That's right.
We'll continue to.
You don't need a lot to be a successful podcaster in 2024. So, but yeah, so it's been an awesome experience to have the She Shed.
Yeah. So one of the cool things is it also solves the problem of storage. I was moving into your house that had all the things already, but had just purchased brand new things when I moved to Charleston.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get rid of everything.
And we didn't need 2 Ninja air fryers, and we didn't need 2 Ninja bullet blenders. So
2 Keurigs. Actually,
Keurigs. Like, oh my God, we run on caffeine around here. Like 4 or 5 coffee makers around here. There's one right there.
So it definitely was nice to be able to just put my stuff up here, and I can get to my things if I want to. I don't have to go to a storage unit. So there's also a TV in here, which I never hardly ever turn on.
You use it for design clients when they come over.
So one of the things I do, which we'll talk about later on in a different show, but I do VIP days or VIP experience. I don't call them days because you're spending a day together with a client, but I don't believe in getting things done in a day all the time. There's a lot of thought and logic, but we'll get to that another time. But one of the cool things that I like to do when I am working in this collaborative space with clients is share my screen and cast it to the TV so that they're able to see what I'm working on. We can research stuff together and have it on the bigger screen rather than, super tiny on my ridiculously small laptop for the type of business that I run. So it's just cool. We can sit on the couch, we can relax and look up at the TV and just mirror what I'm working on. And also part of that, that collaborative experience and being able to work in a way that is more intentional and really capturing what the client wants is I can work on my computer and be in my zone and have them to see what I'm working and give me real-time feedback. So we're avoiding the back and forth, and we're avoiding wasting any time on something that maybe not might resonate with them. But just being able to see it on the screen is super cool. But that's all I've really used the TV for.
I've seen Netflix on there before.
Like twice. I just need
Love is Blind.
Yeah, not here. That's with you inside.
That's a lie. You're gonna cut that part out.
No, you're not. No. Listen, it's pop culture. We had to be tuned in.
I'm working on other stuff anyway while that's on.
But I can't I just enjoy the quietness when I'm working and in the zone. And also, my day to day looks like masterminds, one-on-ones, new client calls, answering emails and my team, and then being in a design project that I'm just so engulfed into that no distractions. But it's funny because when I turn it off, I go in the house, I can still do work, but have the TV on. It's like, this is my work zone and my place to be like in it. And what is super nice is, so talk about manifesting. So one of the prompts in my course is to sort of envision where you see yourself in the next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. There's a progression because it does evolve and it does change. And I know for a fact that I'm where I put a couple of years ago, my vision for where I'd be working. And it was in a space that was more indoor, outdoor. And we would do these like car rides around Isle of Palm, Sullivan's, which is very close to where we live in Charleston. And they have a lot of houses that have, I'm not really sure what the
mother-in-law, it's like they're like the mother-in-law suite up. You're talking about the high-rise?
It's like almost like a separate house, like a casita, but you don't call it that here.
I don't know what you call it. I just know it's up high, but it's kind of outside.
Yes.
And
And I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to have my office in the backyard in a separate building.
Yeah.
And I used to say that before this idea even was even conceptualized. And
well, this is on the ground. This is not up high.
No, they're not all up high.
No, I'm saying your building.
No, but these houses, they're just like in the backyard. They're just almost like a pool house. Yeah. I guess would be the right way.
We don't have a pool.
We don't have a pool, but we have a building outside in the backyard. It might not be quite that level, but it's the same concept. And I know I'm like pointing because you guys can't see. You're gonna have to go check out our social media to see it. But maybe we'll do a tour one day. So where I position my desk, it's where the barn doors open. And so I just have natural light coming in all day and it makes me so happy. And it's kind of that same concept of indoor outdoor.
You're setting a trend. You're going to have so many people want she sheds. So, yep. Well, great. But you were definitely setting a trend with the she shed. I actually think it's becoming very popular to have an outdoor space, especially for some women that may want to get away from their significant others that are working inside, just so you can have that own space,
Well, I do a lot of networking and everybody asks like, what's a fun fact about you? Or other people will just introduce me. She's got the she shed, and people ask me all the time, all the details about it. So it's almost like so
you got to listen to this podcast.
An attraction.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to come see your she shed.
Not like in an amusement park. It's not that. Not that. Yeah.
Kind of. People come over and they just want to see it. And then when they come in, they're like, this is so cool. Because outside it looks like a barn. But when you walk in, it's like a whole other universe.
Yeah, but again, there's no livestock here either. So, if you ever come to check out the she shed, don't be looking for the pigs and the goats, even though she wants it.
Hummingbird feeder.
But we don't have no hummingbirds yet.
Not a hummingbird feeder.
There's no hummingbirds, so.
But that's coming.
Well, also, like you hear me say about the goats, you want a goat too.
I do want a goat.
We just have a little goat walking around out there, so you can call it your she shed barn.
I want a goat, and I want chickens because I love eggs.
Yeah, we can get the eggs, but maybe one day it'll turn into a full-fledged barn.
But we're very intentional with how we set this up. There's insulation, electricity was wired from the house to be able to have the power to.
Obviously, because
have the computers running and the lights and all the things.
It's not a big drop cord running from the house.
No, But it is also set up so that we can take it with us one day. If when
Yeah.
we decide to move, we might have to tear the fence down.
I was
But
about to say, after I measured that fence, because when we moved her in, the fence was already down. And then I went out there and
it was
I
like
measured again.
If you're watching on something,
well,
it's so
I'll
tiny.
listen, because it's as thin as the hair on a gnat's ass to get it back out of here now. So we're probably just going to take part of the fence down.
Or just airlifted around the trees.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll figure it out. Bang it through the neighbor's fence or something.
we set it up so we've got a ceiling fan in here and lights everywhere and the insulation, so heat, AC, all the things, except for a bathroom and water. But that's okay.
You just walk outside.
No, I go outside to inside, because what's my commute like?
17 steps. Oh, yours is 20. Mine's 17.
Yours 17. Mine's
Yeah,
20.
that's right.
Yeah, and I've got 2 doors, 2 options.
Yeah.
Well, hope you guys check out the She Shed on Brand Designs, all the socials, because it's really cool. I love it. I'm proud of it.
We love it. It's an awesome place.
I'm super proud of it.
Very creative space.
So if anybody wants any She Shed ideas,
we got you covered.
We got you.
Thanks for listening. We hope that you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as we enjoyed creating it. Make sure that you follow On Brand Designs on all social media pages and on Instagram, The Profitable Brand Designer, to get the latest episodes, releases, and tips and tricks for brand designers. And also,
you can also follow us as a couple on Instagram at Profitable Brand Couple. That's profitable.brand.couple. So we hope you follow us there and like and comment.
And subscribe and follow us on YouTube to see us in action.
There you go.
Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.